Team, the thesis played out. Let's dive into today's price action. I'm Andrew O'Connell with Pristine Capital. First off, I want to thank everyone so much that's been supporting the channel, all the Pristine Capital trading community members. You guys are awesome. We truly are building the world's best swing trading community. Let's dive in. We're going to talk about all the craziness into Memorial Day weekend. Without further ado, here are our box scores. S&P 500 finished up 2.45%, massive green candle. We have the NASDAQ QQQ finishing up 3.26%, IWM small caps finishing up 2.69%, dogs of the Dow, of course, lagging to the downside, only up 1.72%, and our ARK Innovation ETF up 6.52%, and I am still holding my January of 2023 ARK Innovation ETF calls. Everything pretty much closed right on the tippy top end of the range, and even after the market closed, the futures continued to rally. We did have a vol crush across the board, and breadth was overwhelmingly positive. We had 87.9% up volume with only 12.1% down volume, and my trend model remains at a +3. We did have our PCE inflation data come out this morning. It came out at 8:30 a.m. and it came in below analyst estimates. That was all we needed to continue igniting this rally and basically barbecue all the shorts. This is our Fed commentary that was a big part of this analysis and this thesis that inflation could be peaking, the Fed could be blinking, and these growth stocks could be putting in a generational bottom. And remember, the narratives, they tend to lag the information that's actually coming out as well as the price action. So it is super important to be thinking out there as you're getting new information. And always remember, everything is incremental. If there's information that is known to the market, as soon as something changes, that is going to impact price action. And when everyone is on one side of the trade and then you get a catalyst, that's where you can get these huge moves like we saw today. Look at this FinViz heat map. This is absolutely beautiful, nice and green across the screen. Sectors, clean and dirty energy, as well as European financials that are in our top momentum slots. Our best performer on the day was the ARK Innovation ETF. It was up 6.52%. We also had, what were some strong performers? Semiconductors was up 4.11%. We had Marvell, which reported strong earnings. Software was a good performer as well as mega cap tech. So really just a broad-based rally. Style factors, best performers were the high beta up 3.59%, as well as our quality and momentum style factors. Growth was actually the second best at plus 3.33%. Let's take a look at our S&P 500. We had the move above our teal downward trend line. We got the move above our 20-day simple moving average. And as we've been discussing the past couple days, a close above the 20-day simple moving average, especially when these institutions are very light on their equity allocations, is going to bring CTAs and trend followers back into the market. So it really helps when you got fundamental buyers coming in, macro buyers that are coming in off of the change in the Fed's rhetoric. You got everyone positioned short. Then you also have these trend followers that are joining the party. Look at this candle. This is absolutely beautiful. We closed right on the top end of the day's range. Now let's look at some key technical levels. We'll start with the weekly chart. We're going to cover more of this in our weekend market analysis video. But look at this. We're back inside of this yearly value area and we're approaching this yearly point of control at 4186.25. Definitely a level to be cognizant of. On this hourly chart, we are extended in the very short term. This is going to be our new weekly value area over here. But keep in mind, another useful tidbit, when the market makes a significant low, a lot of times people anchor on, let's say, like the 20-day simple moving average, and that's the way they determine if the market's overbought or oversold. Often it is best to use this 50-day simple moving average, which is also the 10-week SMA, because, and this is something we talked about earlier in our Pristine Capital Discord, and look at this. This could end up being another move that's very similar to March. If the institutions are finally saying, hey, we've been out of the market, now we see a little bit of a change, inflation might be peaking, okay, it's time to start reallocating to equities. You can really get wrong-footed if you start going, all right, now I'm going to short the market, and you try to fade it. So my game plan, given this price action that we're seeing, is, hey, my trend model is at a +3. I know how I act in a +3 market. I'm long a bunch of positions, and today I had the luxury of not having to actively trade. And why is that? Because we're already in position to capitalize off this rally. If you're fully allocated and you get in towards the lows, it's not like you get paid to trade more. I'm really just trying to take things slow. I have good positioning, a good trade location, so I don't want to give that up. So my game plan, this is our NASDAQ, also great performance. The game plan is that, hey, am I going to be able to time when this rally ends? Absolutely not. I have no idea when it's going to end. So that being said, I'm going to allow my process to take me out of some of my positions. If and when my trend model flips from a +3 to a +1, that's where it might make sense to go, hey, let me monetize some of my call options. Let me monetize, some of my common stock. I just want to make sure that I'm moving my stops up as well. That way, when the market turns around, then I don't have to worry about giving back the progress that I've made. Dow Jones also very solid. Some of these stocks really just flew off to the upside, such as Celsius. This stock was from our weekend watch list. I took this as an entry and I'm still long this position. Stocks like DLO. But to be honest, every single stock is just moving higher or in a rally. So that's the best part about it. As an active swing trader, once you're in position, you're in position. All you have to do is really make small updates, and that's about it. So let's take a look. What did I do today in terms of trading? The name of the game for me was just making small adjustments. I did diagonalize these DLO calls. So basically saying like, hey, the market's rallying very nicely. I'm not going to take these positions off, but hey, I'll go ahead and sell a call against my long call. If DLO gets up to 35 bucks and I get taken out of my position, I'll honestly just be pumped that DLO even got there. Because right now DLO's trading at about 30. Yeah, it's at 29 bucks. If it gets up to 35, that'll be fantastic. I've got no problem exiting that position. What else did I do? Just some small adjustments. I did get taken out of my TQQQ for 31 bucks. I'd paid 32.83 for this. And this was a result of me selling some calls. I sold the 31 strike. So today I did position in this JKS. I'm noticing a theme. These Chinese equities are getting very strong. And JKS, the chart just looks fantastic. This was my only new addition today. This one down 2.09% today, but really just pulled back to this 5-day EMA. Take a look at the weekly chart. This thing looks fantastic. And you can see we're trading right up to this yearly value area high, and we're actually trading slightly above it. Not to mention, after the bell, we did get a headline about this company. Jinko Solar signs an agreement with Aldo Solar for the distribution of 600 of these N-type Tiger Neo modules. So we'll see if that impacts the price action on Monday. So really the name of the game for me now is, hey, just manage the positions that I have and also search for leadership stocks. Sent an email out this morning to all Pristine Capital clients with a list of potential leadership stocks. Now the name of the game is just doing our weekend homework, putting together a weekend watch list that has entry points, stop out points, targets, etc. Making sure that if I'm going to take another trade or take on more exposure, making sure that I'm doing so at an attractive risk reward entry point. Because typically the way this works for most retail traders is they do not believe in the rally on the lows. Like about 2 weeks ago, I was pretty much on an island. It's one of the only people that thought this market could rally. And yeah, they don't believe it on the lows. And then as the market starts to rally and as it starts to get extended, they just start adding call options, adding stocks. And before you know it, you're completely leveraged up to the gills when the market rolls over. But at the lows of the market, you have no exposure. That's the exact opposite of what you want to do. So to be honest, this was a fantastic trading week for me, fantastic week for the Pristine Capital trading community. If you're interested in joining the Pristine Capital trading community, you want to get these email updates, you want to get the weekend watch list, you want to get the trade alerts, feel free, go ahead to pristinecapital.net, go ahead, sign up. We're putting together a great service, great community of members, and really this is just the beginning. With that being said, that about does it for this market recap video. Hope you guys all have an awesome weekend, and I'll see you all on Tuesday.